I thought his name was Crying, but it's not. Ciarran is here.
Hey, what's up,
Oh,
man?
you're saying crying. I don't like is that because I was crying at the end of the episode, or what?
No,
Is that what
I
you're saying?
seriously thought that's how I said your name wrong. I think every episode of this podcast up until recently. So one of
That
them
is
was
the first
Crying.
time I've had crying.
Yeah.
So I'll give you
Well,
that.
reading isn't my strong suit. Math isn't my strong suit. That's why I do a podcast. I can
Yeah,
talk.
beautiful. Yeah.
Every time I was like, it's Kieran. Like, what? How is this hard? And she's like, there's 80 people on the show. How can I keep all these names straight? You know?
So many people on the show.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had my name said to me like so many different ways. It was the first time I've ever had crying. In 30 years, you're the first one to do it. So hey,
Hell yeah. Always
there's a
number
prize.
one.
That's it.
Hey, we're continuing to reinvent and do different things over here. You know what I mean?
As always.
That's how
Yeah,
it should be done. Yeah.
just the best. All right, man. Well, let's get to it. Unfortunately, first of all, I want to start with the fact that I think you are born for this show. I've been watching for a long time. I think you are born for this show. There may or may not be people listening to this right now who may or may not be able to influence things for future seasons. But if they do not bring you back, they are screwing up. Do you enjoy playing the challenge? Because that emotion that you had at the end only comes from people that want this bad, and we only see it a handful of times on the show.
Oh, dude, I love it. Like as you said, born for this stuff. Like doing physical activities, puzzles, just like being in a house with a bunch of crazy people. I'm like, that's what I live for. Like just I want to keep doing it. And yeah, like the raw emotion at the end was just because I felt like my time had been cut short and that I didn't deserve to be going home. I don't know. I sort of just felt like the whole elimination just wasn't fair as much as it was in someone's position than it was in mine. So I was just like, dude, like if I'd have lost fair and square, no problem. I'd have probably said something at the end to the rest of the group, this, that, and the other. But because of the way it went down, I was just like, fuck this shit. Like I'm fuming. Like I shouldn't be going home right now. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, it seemed like there was a lot of looks off camera during this elimination from you and Jordan. Steven and I were kind of like, what are they looking at off camera? Can you tell us?
Yeah, yeah. There was a bit of the behind the scenes that can't speak too much on, but
Uh-huh.
like with the elimination itself, when I just watched it, it was like, oh, the best of 3 rounds. I was like, nah, man, there was five. There wasn't
Mm.
3 rounds, there was 5 rounds in that. So,
Oh,
and I
Makes a
watched
lot
it
more
and I was like, it just looks like I got my ass handed to me. And I was like, I didn't get my ass handed to me whatsoever. Like,
hmm
yeah, he's a 4-time champion, obviously won at the end of the day, but I just feel like I didn't throw my toys out the cot and have a hissy fit. So some people did, and stuff went their way more than someone else's. So
Yeah.
yeah, with that, I was just disappointed. That's why at the end I took my hat off. Like, this is bullshit. Like, even there was a point where Jordan's standing there and he's like chilling at the light, doesn't press it,
Yeah.
and the light stays on for fucking ever, and then he presses it. But then I do the same thing because we were like neck and neck of points, and I'm standing there and I'm like, so you could play this game, and I didn't press the light, and then my fucking light turned off, and I was like, I
Oh.
didn't press that shit. What the fuck did my mind go off? I'm like, what the fuck? I was yeah. And then even like my mates from the show, people that voted me in, people that didn't vote me in, like after it messaged me, like when they were eliminated whatsoever, they would like, oh hey, how you going? It's like yeah, I'm sweet. They're like, oh, we just want to let you know, like, feel like your elimination was bullshit. You don't deserve to be going home. Like we feel like you won it. And I was like, oh, I can't be delusional then. Like if everyone's saying the same thing to me, I was like,
hmm
it was just a bit annoying. You know what I mean? I didn't get the result that I wanted, which sucks. Can't take any away from a 4-time champion. It is what it is. But next time I verse him, yeah, I'm ready to go against Jordan again. That's for sure.
I'll say this is not the first time that there has been a 5-round thing that is made to look like 3. So this is not just you. It happens sometimes. So don't
Yeah,
feel
Yeah.
yeah.
like
That's
that
what.
was done
Yeah,
purposely just for you. You know what I mean? Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Well, I wanted to ask you because you obviously came from the Aussie version of the show for your first season. What do you think is like the biggest difference that you saw like gameplay wise from the Aussies that you played with versus like once you're thrown in with the Americans?
Oh, Well, the Americans, I feel like, all banded together straight away because loads of them were off like the same season together, or they've done like a few seasons here and there. So I was like, for me, when I heard that, and I was thinking, why the hell you got 8 people off the same season? Like, they're obviously all going to be working together straight away. I was like, you're going to mix it up. Like, you only got 2 from Australia. You got, one from bloody Romania and Germany. Like, we're all just little ring-ins. Like, we don't know anyone, but yeah, you've just got a bunch of people that are from the same season that are 100% going to be working with each other. So obviously, getting into that alliance was just never going to happen because they've already got so many of them. So why would they want anyone else? So that's why I like banding together. I saw like the UK guys. Obviously, you got the English accent myself. I used to live there. I was born there. So I just like gelled with them straight away, and I was like, well, these 2 guys are fit. Like Zara's fit. Like Melissa's a pocket rocket. Like she'll take anyone and go at anyone. So there's our bulldog for the group. She's sweet. You know what I mean? If someone needs to attack, just unleash Melissa and let her have a go at them. She'll smash anyone. So I just felt like obviously banding with them was good, but the Americans there, yeah, they've got like I felt like Nerys was like a bit of a ringleader for the chicks, and then like Jay was like for the dudes in that sort of sense. So then it was like whatever she said would get the heads of them going, whatever he would say would get his little heads going, and then they'd sort of like band together and come in and let's say it. You know what I mean? Take them out. And same with like Michelle, she'd be up there too with it. So I don't know. I feel like the Americans with the gameplay as such in the house, like the social game, was a lot better than what I come from, like with the Aussies and doing that stuff. Like just watching it back, yeah, definitely.
I mean, the thing that we always say is, yes, there was a giant American alliance, but if there's 15 people on your alliance, do you really have an alliance? Because it seems like half those people were also talking to you guys most of the time as well. And it's just like, are they really in the alliance they think they're in? Because Corey did what Corey did there. And it's just like, as that's going for you, does it seem, are you able to tell in the moment who is very clearly working with who? Or is that a lot of like, they say, oh yeah, I'm good with you. And you're like, I'm not buying that fucking bullshit. I'm not buying that.
Yeah. Yeah, so there'd be a few times where people say that, and I'd just be like, I don't believe it. You know what I mean? Like straight away, I'm like, whatever. Like the only people that I honestly felt 100% solid with was like James, Callum, and Zaza. That was it. Like them 3, I was like, they're the only 3 that I actually feel like I will never say their name, and they will never say mine unless we make an agreement, like I did with that whole burn a vote thing, which I didn't realize was a burn a vote. I was like, I'm just gonna say his name, you say mine. I was like, yeah, sweet, then we're in the clear. He's like, yeah. And everyone's like, you're burning votes. And I was like, shit, what the fuck's a burn a vote? I ain't been here before, bro. Leave me alone. I don't know what you mean.
So burning votes was not something you did on your first season there. That was not a situation you guys did.
Nah, we never once had that. Nah. We just didn't have to. So doing that, I didn't realize it was called a burning a vote. So I did it, and then I was like, all right, well, I ain't ever doing that again because nobody likes it here. You know what I mean? I was like, lesson learned, guys. Like, give me a break. I'm new here.
Yeah, they don't like it until they want to do it and it helps them, and then they hate it.
Yeah, exactly. And then when loads of them did it, I was like, and they were like, "Oh, we're all burning votes." I was thinking, you got 2-faced. Like you all went nuts at me for doing it and saying, "Oh, you shouldn't do it." And then next minute, like, "Oh, all the girls are burning votes." I was like, hold the fuck up. Wait, what? Wait a minute. What's going on?
See, this is why I like the Aussies, because you guys shoot it straight, and I appreciate that. That's how I like my teas, straightforward. Troy was the same way. We had a great interview with Troy, and he was the same. He does no bullshit, just to the facts, and I love that. And I feel like all the Aussies, they approach it that way.
Yeah, it was the best way to be. It's like even people coming up to me saying, "Oh, you're going to say my name?" I go, "Yeah." I'm not gonna lie to you because you're gonna see me say it in an hour. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna say your name. Like if they ask me, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I don't know, maybe not. It convinced me. No, fuck it. If I'm saying your name, I'm telling you I'm saying your name.
I love it.
I just feel like I don't need to like go with a house vote all the time anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you can have a target on your back no matter what, and like now I don't need to sort of like hide, my skills that I was trying to, even though I was like taking charge and fucking everything. I wasn't really a grey man that I thought I was being. Even you know what I mean. I wanted to win money. I wanted to win shit. I hate losing.
It makes total sense. Each time you were like, "All right, here's my background. Here's how I think we can do this. I've done this before. They're like, yeah, but wait, let us all put on our input. And I was like, the guy knows what he's talking about. Just let him do his fucking thing.
Yeah, that was so in that first one, like, because I was violently hungover. I was like, on the way there, like throwing up in the bus. I was like, oh my God, this is, can't believe we've got a challenge here. You know what I mean? I drank God knows how many bottles of champagne the night before.
Nice.
And then we get there and it's this, and I just had a look at it and I was like, all right, so it's a pit. We just got it easy. I was like, yeah, I've done this many times before. And everyone's going, oh, what about this? I'm just thinking, shut the fuck up. None of you have done this. I know how to get every single person on that puzzle piece out.
Yeah.
You just do the puzzle. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's great. So
and then when I didn't take charge of like the ladder one,
that was a disaster.
And then people were like, oh, shocking. And I was like, and then people were going, oh yeah, like, I've said it on every podcast I've done so far, but I don't understand the logic still of having Corey standing on Nerys. That for me, when I was watching it, I was like, what are we doing? Like, is she all right?
On Olivia. I'm like, what the fuck is going on over there?
Yeah.
Ridiculous. James has got his giant foot in Olivia's face. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I know.
But everybody needs to get their input in. Everybody needs to say their piece.
I know.
In order to feel good about it. Also, whatever they can.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
worked really well.
Soldiers, too many leaders. That was it.
That's always what it is. So as I was saying, we did have Troy on the podcast. We're very close friends with Troy now. He big fan of the podcast, obviously, as I'm sure you will be here soon shortly.
Of course, already am.
Nice. He gave us 2 new Australian slangs that we could use in our day-to-day life. He gave us a bit of how you going. He gave us that one.
Yeah.
And he gave us on the sauce. And
on
so
the sauce, yeah.
So we're like, I bet you he's got another one for us. So is there something else you can give us that we can use maybe day to day, or something we can pull out if we're out? Maybe I don't know. Mixie's spoken for.
I like a good dig. If you can give me a good Australian dig, I'd love that.
Yeah, let's be good.
Oh well, see what's different in. Probably not. Can you say the CUNT word on this podcast?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll say it for you.
So, yeah, nice. Love that. So in Australia, if you like have a mate and you're like, yeah, he's a sick cunt. Oh yeah, he's a good cunt. Like that is like more endearing than say if they want to have a go at you, they'll call you mate. Like, fucking listen in, mate. And you're like, oh shit, now I'm in trouble. You know what I mean? Instead of them going, oh, they'll never go like, call you a cunt, like to have a go at you. It's like, yeah, he's a sick cunt. Oh yeah, I love that cunt. Nice. Use it completely backwards. Oh,
I will did he tell you about like using this? I love the word cunt. So now I could say it in Australia, everybody's cool with it. So now I'm cool with it.
Oh, if you don't say it here, they're offended. You know what I mean? They don't get it.
Hell
but then
yeah.
Did he tell you about like the yeah nah and the nah yeah?
He tried to explain it, but I still don't really fully follow that whole situation but it's kind of like in the US where we're like, yeah, no, yeah, no. And I'm like,
yeah. Like so in Australia, it used to baffle me. Like you'd be, say you go shopping or something, like, do you want to, we ask them like, oh, do you need a bag for that? And they go, yeah, nah. And you're like, yeah, nah, what the fuck? Do you want it? Yeah or no? Like, just yes or no. Or they're like, nah, yeah. And you're like, so confused. And nah, yeah means yeah. So they say no first and then say yeah. And then yeah, nah means nah. It's like,
you confused yourself there like, for a second. I saw you. Yeah.
When I was a kid over here, I was like, trying to learn Australian slang. I had no idea what we were talking about. And then my accent was super thick when I moved here. They were just like, is this guy sweet? Like, you know what I mean? It was bad.
I love it. I wanted to ask you, I personally love your tattoos. I think they're so cool. They're like art. I want to know who that is left in the challenge house right now. Do you think could pull off the amount of tattoos and ink that you have? Who do you think should just go for it in that house and cover?
Or be able to pull that off.
Yeah, and actually look good in it.
Yeah, that's the key.
Yeah,
you can cover, but whether you look good or not,
Yes.
Obviously, me, you, and Mixie, very handsome people, can pull off anything.
Absolutely, you'd look mint with this full bodysuit tatted.
Hell yeah!
Neck, you know what I mean?
Yeah, nips. That's a good one. See, I'm gonna use that now. Me and Mixie will know because we work together. I'll be like, oh yeah, it was real mint. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, you look mint. Yeah. I don't know. Like Emmanuel, he's got a few, so he could. I don't know. I feel like his style, he could definitely do it. You know what I mean? He's a cool dude, and the way, man, when he was dancing, I was like, 'cause I used to like date a dancer back in the day. I just dancers are the best, you know what I mean? I think they're hot, and he was boogieing his way. I was like, man, I wish I could move my body like that. Like it was just captivating watching him do it. I was like, I didn't realize, I knew you were a dancer, but I didn't realize you were that good. Like,
Yeah, he's so
that guy
talented.
can move. Yeah, insane. But yeah, he pulled it off. I reckon he's got a pretty unique, cool style anyway. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, yeah, he's like cool little. I tried to grow a mustache, tried to shave it off. I felt like I had fucking whiskers on my face. It was terrible. I was like, watched it back. I was like, what the fuck was I thinking with that, dude? That was
I
a
can't do it
Shaolin
either.
monk or something.
Yeah, I
Nah,
can't do it either.
shocking.
It doesn't work. Yeah.
Dude, I've never shaved the side of my face, and I'm 30 years old. I was like, do I have any testosterone in my body? Like, what's going on?
I think you do.
I think you're good. I think we saw a lot of it during
Yeah.
the show, man. So well, man, I appreciate your time today. Thanks for joining us. Hopefully we can get you on at another time. And again, I say this, I think on behalf of the entire community, we need you back. We know there's a lot more in the tank there. There are some people who come on that are just there to be there, but we love when we get people on that want to compete and take it seriously. And we definitely think that's you. So hopefully we get to see you again. Hopefully
sure.
not too far down the road.
Fingers
I
crossed.
know. Hopefully, it would be nice. Yeah, keeping all my fingers and toes crossed.
All right, man. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Easy. Thanks for having me, guys. Legends.
Oh, we're legends now. That's clip it. Put it on social media. Legends. We got the official branding. Got it.
Oh yeah.
Right.